The next presenter is Dr. Islam, which is really following up nicely from Juan's presentation. So yeah, please feel free to ask questions as well. So Dr. Islam, he's an imaging scientist research fellow at Monash Biomedical Imaging Lab of Monash University, based in Melbourne as well. And he specializes in medical image processing, machine learning, and deep learning, with a focus on ultra-low field MRI analysis and reconstruction. So Dr. Islam holds a PhD in computer vision, AI, and image processing from the University of Melbourne. And again, he has a diverse academic background, including even degrees in engineering and computer science. And today, Tohid will give an overview of how we can improve image quality of ultra-low field MRI through machine learning.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am delighted to contribute this OHBM education session and to share our work on using generative AI to enhance ultra-low field MRI. My name is Tohid. I'm from Monash Biomedical Imaging, Monash University, where I lead the AI development for the Australian point-of-care MRI project. Due to some unavoidable circumstances, I'm attending this session virtually today, but I am very pleased to present our progress with you. Generative AI is rapidly transforming the field of medical imaging. Breakthrough in models such as GANs, diffusion models, and implicit neural representations, now enabling the synthesis of highly realistic high-field images. These techniques are being applied across radiology, in super-resolution, denoising, missing modality synthesis, and image reconstruction. Importantly, they are accelerating the integration of AI into clinical workflows, offering new opportunity to improve diagnostic confidence and address disparities in imaging access. Ultra-low field MRI scanners are portable and affordable, but limited by low SNR and poor resolution. Generative AI can help bridging the quality gap between the ultra-low field MRI and conventional high field MRI, improving by contrast, restoring diagnostic confidence, and enabling wider use of point-of-care MRI. This aligns with the global trends towards democratizing the MRI access with AI-powered enhancement. The 64 millitesla point-of-care MRI system we work with is highly portable and can be deployed in emergency department, intensive care units, and rural clinics. It operates on standard wall power and require no specific cooling, making it well suited for flexible clinical use. The scanner supports key sequences such as T1, T2 FLIR, DWI, and ADC, but the image quality has the limitations such as the low SNR and resolution. It still poses significantly challenges for a reliable diagnostic interpretation. So far, we have developed multiple AI models, low high-res GAN, our GAN-based paired enhancement model. SynPOC is the short name of synthetic point of care, and adversarial diffusion model, and recently the INR and NST combined implicit neural representation with neural style transfer for unpaired enhancement. Those approaches aim to recover anatomical details and harmonize ultra-low field MRI with high field MRI quality. Here is the schematic of a standard GAN consisting of a generator, a discriminator trained in opposition. So the main goal is to generator to generate the synthetic image, and the discriminator is to perform the discrimination of real and fake images. It's like fooling each other. Those network is fooling each other. That's the main goal. This architecture forms the basis of our low high-res scan model for the paired image enhancement. Here are some of the example of the gangs to generate synthetic images. So it can be start with random noise and generate flower. It can similar for the other data and also can perform from a segmentation map to produce a realistic synthetic image generation. So here is our low high-res scan architecture. It uses ResNet based generator trained on paired 64 millitesla and 3D images, and we optimized for structural similarity and mean absolute error loss function. This allows us to enhance contrast and resolution while preserving the anatomical consistency compared with that standard 3D images. Here I would like to show some results compared with the other generative models, for example standard gangs, cycle gangs, standard unit, conditional gang, and then our low high-res gang. Compare with that standard 3D, our models substantially improve the visual quality and enable better delineation of the brain structure. And the difference map is actually showing how difference is compared with that 3D images. So lower differences are the best. So that's actually reflecting the model performance. Here is the quantitative results. So to do that, we actually performed 33 different brain regions, left and right hemisphere, and then we combined it to make it 19 different key brain regions. The result with standard 3D, and we compared the result with standard 3D and synthetic super resolution and our GAN-based model. Quantitatively, our AI enhanced image shows improved consistency in brain volume measured across ultra-low field and the 3D MRI. This scatter plot also supporting the similar conclusion. So the scatter plot comparing volumetric measurement between 3D MRI and the other dataset, 64 millitesla, synthetic super resolution, and low high-res scan. The diagonal dashed line represent the line of identity, indicating perfect agreement. Shaded regions highlight the density distribution of each dataset. So you can see that the low high-res scan have very tight distribution that's almost closely aligned to the 3D compared to the other methods. We also explored diffusion model, which have recently sharpened gangs in many cases in terms of image generation performance, using an iterative denoising process to generate realistic output. So here we can see that there is a forward and backward process. So we have the clean data, and then we incrementally adding noise, and then we reverse this process to recover the image from the noise. So our SynPOC model is a adversarial diffusion model. It learns a powerful prior of the high field MRI appearance and applies it to enhance the ultra low field images. So the reason why we consider the diffusion compared to our previous model, it shows a better generalizability across different sites, and also it shows much more sharper and consistent image when it comes to clinical patients. So here are some of the qualitative and quantitative result we have for our SynPOC model. We achieve excellent enhancement of subtle anatomical details, improving both visually interpretability and quantitative agreement with the 3D ground truth. So the data was used to train that SynPOC model was a multi-site data. So we have total 5 different sites. 2 are only considered as a healthy participant cohort, and other 3 are collecting different type of clinical cases. Here is the clinical example, a case of thalamic hemorrhage, and another is an MS cases. In both, enhancement improve the radiologist confidence and lesion delineation, demonstrating translational potential. So from the left is a image and lesion analysis for a female patient in her 70s, diagnosed with MS. The data is from Alfred Hospital. And qualitatively and quantitatively, we can observe that the model is performing realistically well, and similar for the hemorrhage example also. It's come from the Royal Perth Hospital. And finally, we developed INR and with neural style transfer model, enabling unpaired enhancement. This approach models images as a continuous function, allowing super resolution and style harmonization between ultra-low field and high field MRIs. This work was recently accepted at MICAI 2025. So what we did here, so we presented the grid as a continuous image function, and we extracted the imaging image feature from the 70 T1 images as the style that's which transfer it to the ultra low field image, and it makes like appearance of the high field type of image. Please note that this 70 data set is actually a different open source data set, so there is no relation between subject or scanner perspective, so it's totally independent. And here some of the results. So qualitatively and quantitatively, we can see that the INR ANST achieves strong harmonization of image contrast and texture, offering a path of unpaired enhancement in further clinical application. We also observed that our approach has significantly improved on contrast to noise ratio between CSF and white matter, and CSF and the gray matter. And those are very important indication, and those are also very significant indication that would impact the subsequent part, for example, the segmentation or lesion detection. So the training and validation, our SynPOC, our low high risk gang, the first model is actually trained on only healthy participants from Monash data, and our SynPac model was trained on multi-site. So the data from Monash, the healthy participant, and the healthy participant from University of Queensland. And we also fine-tune the data from the Alfred Hospital and Royal Perth Hospital. And some of the data from Alfred, Royal Perth and summary was only used for testing. So no data is from summary was used to train or validate the model, used only for the testing purpose. And another important point I want to mention is that the data from the Royal Perth Hospital is 1.5 Tesla and 64 millitesla. That's why we had to fine tune the part of the data to generalize the model to perform well. And of course, generative AI also brings important risk, and that must be carefully managed. Those includes the potential hallucination of anatomically incorrect features, the risk of over reliance on enhanced image, and site-specific variability in model performance. In addition, regulatory challenges remains, along with the need of greater explainability and robust uncertainty quantification. In our work, we emphasize responsible use, ensuring that enhanced images are always accompanied by the original raw data to support the transparent clinical interpretation, and that is also important to consider to remain the original low field image side by side to understand the synthetic process. Looking ahead, our future work focuses on several key areas: conducting prospective clinical trials to assess diagnostic impact, integrating these AI models into clinical workflows for real-time use, and improving uncertainty estimation to support radiologists' confidence. We are also working on optimizing model performance for deployment on portable devices and exploring broader anatomical application beyond neuroimaging. Those efforts are being actively pursued in close collaboration with our clinical partners. I'd like to thank all our collaborators, CIs, and partners from multiple institutions and the National Imaging Facility, whose support made this work possible. Thank you very much for your attention. As this is a pre-recorded presentation, please feel free to contact me by email if you have any question or would like to discuss the work further. Thank you.
Thanks as well for Tohid for this great presentation. Are there any questions? Because I'm pretty sure, Shaolin, maybe you can answer the questions. Sorry, I'm really like referring to everyone. The disadvantage of no Zoom option. Any questions? Yeah, please feel free.
Just a very quick question.
Yeah.
What's the stage of the explainability of the model so far?
Hmm.
Any thoughts on that?
Yeah.
I know this is a very early stage of that's a great question. We haven't looked actually explicitly AI part, but it was an uncertainty estimating from the moment. I know it's not exactly the same thing. That's very cool. But other aspects we do have created some
that's why it was difficult to convince them to use it, and that's why this project is so important, to be able to synthesize an image that they're used to looking at, because the concern is that we will miss a very subtle abnormality on the low resolution, low signal to noise image, and that's why it's part of the reason why it's not been really widely used clinically, and you know, if we can figure out how to make the images the same as a 3D image, and then also make it explainable. I don't know, I didn't hear what your answer is, Alvin, about how do we make it.
The clinicians just want to look at your eye, as you say. They don't like the image and push on respond to AI.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Well, I'm sorry, say that again? What did you say?
That's fine. So you explain the AI.
Yeah.
I think that's a good point.
Yeah.
To be able to understand the model as
Right.
well as understand the image.
Yeah. Well, how did you answer that question to make it?
Did I answer the question?
Yeah.
Well, we prepared as surgeons and we
Yeah.
trust human experts to
Yeah.
examine the images and
Right.
to find out the details, what is reasonable.
Yeah.
And the final check.
Yes. That doesn't answer the question on how how we make it explainable. Yeah.
Yeah, but how do we explain that? I think that's a good point.
Mm.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, to come back to your comment, Meng, as well about the neuroradiologists, like actually we had a bit of the other way around the experience, that our neuroradiologists, they were actually surprised to see that it was not as bad as they expected it. But yeah, they just, like, I think we just need to do more studies where we really, like, that's what we are doing now, comparing these 3 sets of images. And yeah, now the next step is also like blinding these neuroradiologists, which is of course a bit tricky, but that they don't see the high field scans and really trying to identify the lesions. Yeah, just to see how feasible is it to identify the lesions for diagnostic. But yeah, I think the AI should definitely be the next step to improve that. But yeah, like our radiologist, the first time that she saw it was like, oh, okay, it's not as bad as I expected. So, but yeah, it's also the next step is about the patients as well. How do they experience? Because yeah, our survey results, again, it's only a pilot, but I still feel like the comfort of our patients was not as high yet. So yeah, we still need to think about that as well. Like, how do they experience? They still prefer the high field so far in terms of comfort. Yeah, any other questions or remarks? No? Okay.